However, I'm convinced of your argument with the detailed elevations that your particular site at 111 Locust Street is not going to affect the floodplain and is not going to affect the 100-year storm, and therefore you do not need to compensate for the 100-year flood. So that's my position.
February 28th. First off, happy birthday, Madam Clerk.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, Janet.
Now we'll call the roll call.
Happy birthday.
Counsel Field?
Present.
Present Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present Counsel Lozey? Absent Counselor Net?
Present.
Present Counsel Allensworth?
Present.
Present. Okay, we have new taxi operator, Stephen Carroll, 64 Penny Lane, Stoneham, Mass.
Stephen here. Raise the podium, please.
Council Field.
Yep.
I'd like to go into an executive session on the side with Mr. Carroll and the
Second.
committee.
All right, we have a second. Okay, all in favor of executive session? Okay, we are in executive session, everybody. Madam Clerk? Yeah, we'll come in. Yes.
So do I have a seat or?
We take a,
Okay, sorry.
we take a vote to return from executive session. We have a,
I'm going to put a
take it
stipulation
first.
on granting this license.
hold on 1 second, Council Hogan. We have to take a vote first to come back into regular session.
Okay.
Direct.
Counsel Field?
Present, yes.
Present Counsel Hogan?
Yes, present.
Counsel Lozey? Absent Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Allensworth?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Council Hogan?
Okay, after our executive session was over, we've determined that we'll put a stipulation on this gentleman getting his license to drive a cab. So we're going to put a 30, 60, 90-day review. He'll come back in 30, 60, and 90 days. And
Okay, we have a motion to approve with the stipulations. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Allensworth. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion carries. License will be ready Thursday morning after 8:30 in the clerk's office.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
We'll see you back here in a month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, next we have Encarnacion Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez?
Gonzalez
409
here?
Chestnut Street.
Is Mr. Encarnacion Gonzalez here?
Make a motion to table?
yes.
Okay.
Motion to table.
We have a motion to table. Is anyone going to second that motion?
Thank you.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Net. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The boat license is tabled.
Okay, and
Next,
the
please.
third person is John Vasiliopoulos.
Motion to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion's granted. Your license is granted. It'll be ready on Thursday after 8:30 in the clerk's office.
Yes, sir. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
8:30, sir, clerk's office?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, folks,
Yep.
very much.
This Thursday. Thank you. Okay.
Next,
Livery
we have a new livery company, Ayat Transportation Services, owner Etak Mejak. And he is also a livery operator for his company as well.
Okay, we'll take both of them. What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That license is granted. Thank you. Your license will be ready in the clerk's office after 8:30 on Thursday. Thank you. Thank you.
Council Field, I think someone just walked in the room.
Okay.
You can check.
Mr. Encarnacion Gonzalez, please come to the podium. We take the table off the motion,
Motion to table.
off the table. We have a
Motion to
vote
take
for-
off the table.
Motion to take it off the table. We have a second.
I
Second.
request
We have a
Council.
second. We have to take it off the
Second,
table
yep.
first. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is untabled.
Council Field, I would like to go into an executive session with Mr. Encarnacion.
We have a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Will be in executive session. We've a motion to come back out of executive session. Anyone wish to make that motion?
Make a motion to come out of executive session.
Okay, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, discussion. We're out of executive session. Councilor Hogan.
Yes, Council Field, I'd like to grant the license with stipulations of a review of 30, 60, 90 days that Mr. Encarnacion will come back before this board and we'll review his record for the next 30, 60, 90 days.
Okay, do we have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Councilor Lozey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is granted. Your license will be ready Thursday morning after 8:30 in the clerk's office, and we will see you back here in a month or so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a new auto repair business located at 106 Chestnut Street, formerly Beaudry Auto Repair. It will now be Center Tires Auto Repair. The owner is Rafael Echeverria. He's also the owner of Center Tires at 106R Chestnut Street.
Did you want to speak? Sure. Please state your name and address.
My name is Joseph Sano, an attorney, 7 Franklin Street in Lynn.
Thank you,
I'm
Attorney Sano.
representing Mr. Echeverria.
Thank you. What's the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
I second.
Approve, second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? License is granted. Thursday morning after 8:30 in the clerk's office.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Attorney Sano.
And the rest are renewals.
Take them as a whole if we can. What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Those are granted. The canning?
We have canning dates for Challenger Little League, adults only, June 3rd and June 10th, 2023. Lynn English Golf, adults only, September 22nd, 23, 24, 2023.
What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion
Second.
to approve. Second. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Those two licenses are granted for Challenger Little League and Lynn English Golf. A transient vendor was taken up
That's a renewal.
at the renewal. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any new business?
No new business?
Seeing none, what is the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Are we second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
I made myself.
That's why I didn't.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ways and Means Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, I call the meeting to order. Please roll call.
Counsel Net?
Present.
Present Counsel Staben? Present. Present Counsel Barton?
Present.
Present Counsel Chakutis? Absent Counsel Walsh? Present.
Madam Clerk, could you please read the transfers?
Okay, we have $1,682,180 from free cash to the waterfront park account as a city portion.
Was the Wish Committee?
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Walsh? Yes. $725,000 from free cash to the Shoemaker roof expense as a city portion MSBA project.
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. $8,426.28 from the reserve to city council expense to fund office needs.
Was the Wish Committee?
Approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Please read the certified funds.
We have $50,000 for the FY23 Roads Chapel earmark grant.
Motion approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
$365,938 for the FC 185 FY23 HQIM High Quality Instructional Materials Grant.
Motion approved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Next, please.
$6,220 for the FC 215 FY23 Genocide Education Grant.
Motion approved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Could you please read the orders?
We have pursuant to votes of the Lynn City Council dated July 13, 2021, and September 28, 2021, regarding the American Recovery Plan Act, Lynn City Council hereby authorizes that the city shall allocate $20,000 for the American Rescue Plan Act for consulting and outreach services for Capital Strategic Solutions, Inc.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
And finally, we have ordered that the City of Lynn accepts and adopts Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 5B. The City of Lynn hereby establishes a special purpose opioid settlement stabilization fund for the purpose of retaining these funds outside the general fund. All settlement proceeds with various opioid manufacturers and retailers shall be deposited into a special purpose opioid settlement stabilization fund. Said fund shall be expended solely as permitted by settlement agreements with individual defendants and shall be used for opioid remediation.
What's the wish committee?
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
The other business?
No new business.
No, no business. What's the wish committee?
Motion to adjourn.
1 second.
Second.
The CFO is requesting an emergency on the financial orders.
All emergency? Oh, thank you. What's the wish committee here?
Make a motion for the emergency. Second.
Roll call, all emergency.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
What order?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor? All in favor to adjourn? Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.
After every committee.
Vote anyway.
Did I give you,
I gave you
how much did you give me? 130?
130.
Okay, did I give you a ticket?
Good evening. I'd like to call the Public Property and Parks Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Present.
Present Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present Counselor Calucci? Present Counselor Chakutis?
Present.
Present Counselor Field?
Present.
Okay, a few items on the agenda. The first, request from the Planning Department to approve 6 additional creative outdoor advertising trash can locations. City Planner Lauren Drago.
Hi, thank you. Back again, I was here a few meetings ago to talk through the creative outdoor advertising proposal for 39 different locations. Councilor Allensag had a few requests for additional locations that they were able to review in advance of their first deployment, and requesting approval for those 6 new additional locations, one of which is in Councilor Jakutis' ward. Both ward councilors have approved the locations, so hoping to get approval from the rest of the committee to move forward with installation in the next month or so.
Okay, what is the wish of the
Motion
committee?
to approve.
Second.
Motion's made, second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, Council Alex.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Lauren, I was smiling the whole time, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for really pushing our message to them. Just quick question. Are they going to just install those trash barrels there without consulting the businesses and the school? The principal of Brickett is so excited, but she wants to know which part, because the safety of the kids are more important if it's blocking the school buses or the area where it's spaced. So my question is very simple. Are they going to have conversations with them, or they would just put it there directly?
So this approval would let them install based on the PDFs of where they had put the trash cans. However, if there are any folks that you would like us to reach out to before we move forward with installation, let me know. I'm happy to do that. And then additionally, if there's any problems moving forward with any of the locations, they are on the hook to be able to move those as needed. So if we were having any serious issues with what they proposed, we can change them down the line.
Thank you, Lauren, and I hope my fellow councilors will approve this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Council Field.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I just want to commend Lauren for all the hard work she's put in with Creative Outdoor. I know Councilor Chakutis and I are co-chairs of the Litter Committee, so we're smiling just as big as Councilor Allenson. Might not look that as much, but he's got a huge smile. But we want to certainly commend you for all the hard work you're doing. It's going to make a big difference in the litter and trash that we see around the city, and certainly at no expense to the city is an added bonus. So thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Okay, we have a discussion regarding a request from the school department requesting space to use the foyer and hallways for a Lynn Public Schools Civics Day on May 16th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Is there anyone from the school department wanting to speak on this? In your packets, it was pretty self-explanatory.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion's been made.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Discussion regarding the agreement with the North Shore Community College and Lynn Economic Opportunity, authorizing vehicles to be parked on North Shore Community College and Leo property during snow emergencies. Is there anybody? What's that? Attorney Lamanna, anything you want to add to that?
As the council is aware, well, hopefully we dodged this bullet so we don't have to worry about this for 2023 as far as snow emergencies, but we have lost the MBTA garage as a place for vehicles to park. I know the administration and city officials have been looking for alternative sites in the event that we do have to declare a snow emergency in 2 locations that we've successfully, the mayor's office successfully negotiated an agreement with is North Shore Community College and Leo as locations to park during a snow emergency. This vote would authorize the mayor to execute agreements that have already been worked out for parking during the snow emergencies.
So we heard it here first, Attorney Lamanna, winter's officially over?
I'm like a groundhog. I didn't see my shadow, so I think we're all set.
What is the wish of the committee?
Approved.
It's made, seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Discussion regarding the community garden on the northern strand. There was a submission from Hazel Kiefer to put the community garden between Summer Street and Western Ave on the northern strand trail. Is Hazel here? No? Oh, okay. Again, it was pretty self-explanatory. The gardens that they've had there on the trail have been successful. I'm sure that Council President can speak to that. Would you like to speak on it? Council President Walsh.
Thank you. The gardens have been tremendously successful down there. There's been a lot of people in that community that have taken care of them. There's a sense of ownership down there and pride. It's been really, really wonderful to see people down there, and they've really done their work getting people from the community, different languages, different backgrounds, to be involved in those gardens down there. If anyone's walked down there, I think they'll test that's the way it's really worked out. And there's another section even in Ward 6, I think, a little further down that they were using, and they've just done a tremendous job. We're just bringing people together, so as it was supposed to be.
Okay, great. Thank you, Council Walsh.
Motion to approve.
Motion been made to approve, seconded by Council Calucci. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Okay, is there any new business?
We have two new business.
Council Field.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a request from the YWCA, the North Shore Rape Crisis Center, to use the atrium for the month of April to display clothesline project. I make a motion to approve.
Okay. Motion's been made. Seconded. Faustina, is there anything you want to add to that? You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want to, come on down.
Hi, everyone. No, just thank you for your willingness to do this. I think it's exciting that the WCA North Shore Rape Crisis Center wants to partner with the city and wants to bring these issues to City Hall to talk about Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So just thank you for that consideration. It's really hard to hear back there, so I'm not sure. I sent you something else, Counselor. I wasn't sure if that was also
That's next.
motion. Oh, it's next. Okay. So I'll just stay up here.
You can just sit right next
I'll
to the
just stand
podium
right
if you want. What is the timeline on this?
It will begin Tuesday, April 4th, with a sort of welcome event in the foyer, where there'll be the clothesline project, which is a project where shirts will be displayed with stories of survivors. And we'll have like an opening ceremony, which you all will be invited to. And then we want the clotheslines to stay through the month, basically through April, through the end of April.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Faustina. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Okay, any other new business? Council Field.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a request from the Planning Department on behalf of Harvard graduate students to use the lower foyer to talk to residents for feedback on March 1st, 2023 for a few hours.
They reached out to me. Yeah, so they actually reached out to me, but they contacted me initially through the planning department, and that is a project that the Harvard graduate student urban planning students are doing to just gain perspective of how people feel about our city, with a specific focus on how Lynn is a home for a lot of immigrant communities, and they will be sharing those results with the mayor's office and the planning department. So they just want a table for a few hours tomorrow.
Okay.
I make
and
a
that just
motion
runs
to
the
approve
day.
that.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made, seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Thank you, Faustina.
Thank you all so much.
there any other business?
No.
Motion made to adjourn.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Any representative from National Grid here? Please raise your hand. All right, thank you, sir. Oh, okay, I recognize you. Just go near here, so when we call you, it's quicker. Thank you. Good evening today, February 28, 2023. I would like to call the Utilities Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Council Allensburg.
Present.
President Council Lozey.
Present.
President Council Hogan.
Present.
President Council Calucci.
Present.
Present.
Okay, we have 3 items on the agenda, Mrs. Rowe. Please read the first one.
First one is 500 Linfield Street. Open the sidewalk for a new trench/conduit installation towards the customer's property at 500 Linfield Street.
Is there anybody here who wish to speak in favor? Sir.
Good evening, Council. Good evening, Councilors. My name is Moses Okokoro. I'm here on behalf of National Grid Electric side. My address is 170 Medford Street in Malden. So for this petition, National Grid will be installing conduits approximately 10 feet southwest from my existing pole to 500 Linfield Street. Thank you.
Okay, just take your seat and we'll call you if there's questions, okay? Let's continue the public hearing. Is anybody here wish to speak in favor? Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. Anybody here would like to speak in opposition? Opposition? Anybody here would like to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Any questions for the councilors? Councilor Lozey, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could I have the National Grid representative? I have a question.
Moses, please. Thank you.
The location at 500 Linfield Street abuts a concrete sidewalk as well as hot top. But it would be nicer if the in-kind replacement was done in concrete. Is that possible?
Well, I can communicate that to our civil departments.
I'm sorry?
I can communicate that information to our civil departments.
I'd
So he will-
like to make it a stipulation that cement be used,
Cement. Okay.
okay?
Yep.
Because it does border cement. It would transition much smoother and nicer if we had concrete,
That's fine.
okay?
Can you guarantee that, or you still want him to talk to any of your colleagues at National Grid?
Well, he can, but I will pass the message across.
So you can guarantee that what his request will be implemented?
As much as, information given, yes, I will do that. Yes.
You're comfortable with that, Councilor Lozey? Or you still want to meet
Yeah,
the
I
colleagues?
think it is a stipulation.
We can move this, we can actually calendar this specific in your ward, knowing that you will be comfortable with the project. We can move this to another, we can calendar.
We don't have
You're
to.
fine, okay.
We can put the condition, the stipulation approval, that so long as
Noted.
they use for 10 feet of sidewalk that abuts cement, that it would continue transition.
Did you hear what he's saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
What is the wish of the committee? Thank you, Councilor Lozey.
On this, are we taking them item by item?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
we are.
I'd like to make a motion to approve with that stipulation that the 10 feet of sidewalk be replaced in concrete, using concrete.
Second.
Second? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Petition carries. Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Lozey. What is the next,
We have
Item.
217-219 Washington Street, open the street for new manhole and trench conduit installations beginning at 589 Essex Street.
Moses, is this still yours? Okay, no need to check in, just explain to us the project.
Okay, so for this project, National Grid will be installing conduits on Essex Street, approximately 200 feet. I will continue on Washington Street towards 217 Washington Street. It's for the purpose of serving them with electric service.
Right, you can take your seat.
Thank you.
Let's continue the public hearing. Is there anybody here wish to speak in favor? Go ahead, sir. Okay, in favor? Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Seeing none, the part of the hearing is closed. Anybody here wish to speak in opposition? Please state your name, address for the record, sir.
Hello, my name's Frank Harrington. I'm a condo owner at 589 Essex Street and also a trustee of the building. We just want to understand the impact to us being able to get into the driveway for the 32 owners there because of the one-way street that goes from Washington Street down to Johnson Street. We're concerned that we won't be able to access the property. Also, we would like to understand the impact of loss of services and how long that would be for the building at 589 if they, interrupt services.
Maybe you could explain, and maybe Attorney Lamanna, you could also chime in if there's.
No, I don't know how long the services and things, that would be appropriate for National Grid. Yeah.
Moses, thank you, Attorney Lamanna.
Yeah, so typically for such jobs, we communicate any information. If we're going to disrupt their service, okay, if we're going to disrupt your service or we're going to in any way impact on your driveway, we'll let you know. But I mean, typically we don't, do that intentionally just to block, obstruct people from coming out. So, I mean, it's going to be for a minimal. I mean, if we have to block your driveway for any reason, it's going to be, very, very insignificant. I don't know if that's.
Can you use the microphone and then we'll have this conversation.
Yeah, there's 32 owners that have to get in there, and we're just trying to understand. We understand the construction, and we just wanted to understand what the plan is to be able to have us access that area.
So from my experience, okay, we typically don't do this on like peak rush hours where residents will be moving in and out. We can actually plan and coordinate the best possible times to do it if it's going to impact on their driveway in any way. Yeah, we can actually reach out to you and make sure we're all on the same page before we start any construction. Yeah.
You know what we can do? We can send them to your neighborhood association, condo association, and have like a conversation there before we continue this.
Mr. Chairman? Oh,
Go ahead, Councilor Lozey.
are we moving towards tabling this? Or?
I'd like to table it.
Yeah, this is Councilor Lozey's ward.
Okay, and before we do, can I just make a comment?
Go ahead.
Maybe a suggestion for the National Grid representative to ask the contractors or the whoever's doing the work, are they going to allow the residents to access after, say, 4 or 5 p.m.? Is it something that is going to prohibit them from accessing their property more than one day? Is it daily that they'll do work and then let them go in at night? I think that's what the gentleman is looking for,
yeah.
guidance as to what kind of scheduling they can expect, and then notifying the residents properly of the work schedule and how it commences. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Councilor Lozey. That's really a good point because it opens up for future projects as well. Councilor Colucci.
Can we table this, please, until we can...
Any second?
Motion
Second?
table.
We will remove this, we'll table this pending.
Okay, maybe just add one other thing, before such construction.
It's already tabled, Moses. Thank you. What is the third item, Madam Clerk?
We have Shepherd Street, install beginning at the intersection of Alley and Shepherd and continuing approximately 15 feet northeast to install a new secondary riser and conduit from P24 to MH18. This is an amended request from a petition that was granted on December 13th, 2022.
Sounds familiar with this one.
Chairman?
Go ahead, Mr.
We have to
Councilor Lozey.
vote on that motion to table. We didn't take a vote. You didn't call for
Thank you. Let's take a vote let's
On
track
the
back
table.
with item number 2.
217, 219 Washington Street?
No, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry, yes.
217, 219 Washington Street. Let's do a roll call. There's a motion already. We'll just do a roll call. Seconded.
Okay, Counsel Armstrong?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes to table.
Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Okay.
Good? Thank you. Let's go back to item number 3. Is there anybody here wish to speak in favor? Moses, it's you again.
So for this petition, National Grid is requesting to install approximately 15 feet of conduit from an existing pole to a manhole. It's just for the purpose of strengthening the feed around the area. Thank you.
We'll make this easy since the councilor was already familiar with this last December.
Thank you.
Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Anybody here wish to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anybody here wish to speak in opposition? 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 Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Councilor Hogan, this is your
Yes,
word.
the residents of the Alley Street, Shepherd Street area have already been informed, and like you said, we already granted this on December 13th, 2022, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second? Seeing none, the part of the hearings, petition, all in favor? Sorry.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, petition carries. There's a lot of documents in front of me. Any old and new business? No? What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second. These guys.
We ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to open up the Ordinance Committee. Madam Secretary, attendance?
Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Present. Counselor Staubed? Present. Counselor Field? Present. Counselor Hogan?
Present.
Present. Counselor LaPierre?
Very good. Madam Secretary, would you read off the public hearing?
We have the first public hearing is a proposed ordinance amending the ordinance relative to the Cemetery Commission.
Okay, is there any Lynn personnel that would like to speak on that matter? Attorney Lamanna, would you like to update us on the proposed ordinance amending the Cemetery Commission?
Just to be clear, I'm not speaking in favor or against, just an explanation. Early on in the mayor's tenure, he asked the law department to look into what is standard operating procedures with respect to cemetery deeds. We were not able to find any other similar-sized communities that the mayor would sign these deeds. It's typically the chairman of the Cemetery Commission, the city clerk, where the deeds are filed. This amendment would just eliminate the need for the mayor to sign each and every cemetery deed. It cuts out a whole office, and the transfer oftentimes, as you can all imagine, the sale of cemetery deeds are very time-sensitive in the sense that they're purchased after someone is deceased. So this would eliminate the need for the document to go from 250 Commercial Street to the mayor's office, down to the city clerk's office, where they're ultimately held. It does require that the DPW commission to sign, so it would be the chairperson of the Cemetery Commission, the DPW commissioner, and the birthday girl city clerk will sign all deeds.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to open up this public hearing for all those in favor. Would anybody like to come to the podium and speak in favor of this? Anybody in favor that would like to speak on this? Anybody in favor that would like to speak? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for those in favor. All those that would be opposed to this hearing on this ordinance for amending the Cemetery Commission. Is there anyone who would not be in favor, would like to speak in opposition? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing. Councilors.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Madam Secretary.
Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staubed?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Present.
Present. Counselor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Okay, next item.
Is a proposed ordinance establishing a City of Lynn Grand Army of the Republic Museum and Hall, the GAR, revolving fund under the direction and control of the GAR trustees pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53.5, and Chapter 220 of the Acts of 1919.
Okay, I'm going to open up the public hearing for this. Anyone who would like to step up and speak in favor?
Calvin Anderson, 12 Concord Street. I'm in favor of this because I'm a little familiar with the day-to-day operations of the GAR, and sometimes there's a little cash flow things that come up that are that come up and are necessary, that fall between the broad brush expenditures, and this should help a lot with some of those day-to-day operatings.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good afternoon. My name is Brad Goslin. I'm one of the trustees. I'm speaking in favor of the establishment of the revolving account. As the previous gentleman mentioned, we do get cash donations, so we need some place to put those and other petty cash and handle things in a more organized way. And secondarily, to comply with the 1919 statute, that'll have us a place to place the rents that we receive rather than the general fund, and then we can control those funds more directly to the operation of the hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Okay, anyone else that would like to speak in favor? Hearing none, seeing none, I'll open the public hearing to those who are in opposition. Anyone that would like to speak in opposition? No one in opposition. Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing. Councilors?
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded.
Second.
Roll call.
Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben? Yes. Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Okay, next.
A proposed ordinance establishing the City of Lynn Creative Advertising Trash Barrel Revenue Revolving Fund under the direction and control of the Department of Public Works pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53.5.
Okay, I'll open up the public hearing for those in favor. Anybody that would like to speak in favor? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for those in favor. Anyone in opposition that would like to speak on this? Anyone in opposition? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing. Councilors?
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, madam.
Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
End of the public hearings. Discussion, a proposed ordinance. No, that's not on. Okay. Okay, sorry. I left it over there. All right, so do I hear a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
To call the council meeting February 28th to order. Roll call.
Counsel Allensburg?
Present.
Present Counsel Barton?
Present.
Present Counsel Chakutis?
Present.
Present Counsel Calucci?
Present.
Present Counsel Field?
Present.
Present Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present Counsel Lozey?
Present.
Present Counsel Net?
Present.
Present Counsel Staben?
Present.
Present Counsel Walsh?
Present. We all rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Special prayer for Frank Gallo, Mr. President, former Lynn Police Sergeant, to my uncle Oscar Cuizon.
The family of Jack Plord.
Pledge allegiance
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Accept the minutes from February 14th.
Yes, sir.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Communications?
We have no communications.
No communications. Public hearings?
We have a petition of Kilvis Moreno, owner of Polo Centro, for a sign permit at 22 Union Street.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor, come on up to the podium. State your name and your address for the record, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Kathy Brown. I am the authorized agent for the Sign Center. I'm here to represent Mr. Moreno, who unfortunately could not be here this evening. We are proposing to put 2 larger size signs than is allowed by code on property at 22 Union Street. We've decided that, based on the architecture of the building, that the larger sign would be 50 square feet and would be located on the Union Street facade as part of the entire plaza, as specifically the laundromat sign on the other end of the plaza is also approximately 50 square feet as well. And placing the larger sign at 50 square feet there would be more of a synthesis of the signs and would tie in to have both ends the same and the middle consistent. And our secondary sign would be the maximum allowed inside of the plaza at 32 square feet, which was based on a decision back in 2006, which allowed the laundromat to put in the larger sign, which also dictated all of the inner parking lot facades to have a maximum of 32 square feet. However, there is no mention of the Union Street facade and any limitations in square footage. So we are asking the City Council if they would be willing to grant us larger signs for that location.
Okay, great. You want to have a seat in case anyone has any questions? Appreciate that. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anybody in opposition? Come on up to the podium, state your name and address.
My name is Tom Warshauser. I live at 12 Shorey Street. So if you're going to put up a larger sign and you're talking about the parking, I'm curious, are you...
You got to, excuse me, you have to talk to me, not the proponent, please. Yep, thank you.
Curious, is this going to impact the parking that's already in the shopping center there?
Okay.
Is it going to take away from that? Because the reason why I'm asking is I'm the only person on Shorey Street that doesn't have a driveway that I can park in. So I already have to start fighting with people when I get back from shopping and everything else, when I need to park. And right at the moment, I'm partially disabled, so when I can't park on the street, I have to walk around. It's kind of obnoxious. So if we're going to cut down on parking at all, that affects me.
Okay.
You know, it sucks. And this is something that I don't understand, so if we're going to chop down the parking in that shopping center, I'm not in favor of that at all.
All right, it's a fair question. We'll get an answer for you.
I mean, because this doesn't tell me nothing.
Okay, thank you. Would you like to come up and answer the question? Thank you.
Yes, I can easily answer that question. These are both wall signs and have zero impact on parking. They're both going on walls, and the existing pylon sign that is going to be remaining there with the tenant spaces filled in for Pollo Centro.
Okay.
That's it.
Great. All right, thank you. Anyone else in opposition? Come on up, state your name and your address for the record.
Hi, my name is Ellen Morshauser. I live at 12 Sherry Street. It is residential sticker parking only. And as my husband said, we're the only house, there's only 12 houses, we're the only one without a parked driveway. People that live across on Union Street in the apartment complex park over there, no sticker. You need a permit sticker or a visitor's pass, and they don't have either. And they park there for days on end. And when the other restaurant used to be where this place wants to go to, they used to park there all day long, all hours of the night. We couldn't find a parking spot. We had a double park. We would call the police department, And they would say, well, let us know what your plate number is so we can come down and you'll be okay. Keep your flashes on. Then they would come by and want a ticket and tow us. Because before, like I said with the other restaurant, parking was ridiculous. And even with the church that's behind us, they have a big parking lot, but a lot of times when they have big functions, they park on Story, Shorey, and they also take up the parking. So the issue for us is it's parking permit, residential parking permit for Shorey Street. And we don't want the people from the restaurant parking over there. And with the size of their parking lot, and they're talking about that it might take away spaces.
So this is just for a sign permit.
This is a wall sign that won't take up any spaces, but the fact that it's before you, it is not as a matter of right. It does.
But it's only for a sign, Jim. It's not for whether a restaurant or anything can go there or not. This is for a sign specific.
The restaurant is allowed there in the Central Business District.
That's right.
The sign is all that's before you.
Okay. All right. Just want to clarify that. So that there's issues obviously with the existing property, but as far as tonight's hearing, this is for a sign only. So the parking issue's got to be dealt with kind of separately.
Okay, will there be another hearing for that?
No, there's a matter of right?
So how is that get taken care of?
The sign itself, we're here to discuss the sign.
Okay.
So any issues with the sign, we could help get answered for you. But as far as parking and stuff, I think talking to the ward councilor, or actually later on tonight, maybe we can have him speak to you, Rich, about the parking situation.
All right.
All right? Thank you. Anyone else in opposition? Anyone else want to speak in opposition? Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. What is the wish of the council? Councilor Calucci?
First of all, I'd like to instruct the parking department to enforce the resident parking on Shorey Street and Shorey Ave. Secondly, motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes. Motion carries. What's the next item? Discussions?
Discussion, we have a presentation by Lauren Drago, Associate Planning Director, regarding the 2023 outdoor dining policy for the City of Lynn.
Hey, Lauren. How are you?
Hello. Yes, so I'm Lauren Drago, Associate Planning Director. Thank you for having me on the agenda tonight. I'm the one here, but this has actually been an effort through pretty much every department in City Hall. I think I've hit City Hall bingo. We've had the clerk's office, DPW, parking, ISD, the law office, EDIC, the mayor's office, and the police department involved in drafting the new regulations for outdoor dining. As you recall, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the state had passed regulations that encourage businesses to do outdoor dining as a way to improve safety and get folks out of the restaurants and into the public way. At this point, those regulations are expected to expire on April 1st, and so it is up to the city, if we want to continue to have outdoor dining, to have a policy that would support outdoor dining moving forward. So we felt like outdoor dining went really well in a lot of cases, but we also learned some lessons and wanted to make sure that the city's interests were protected moving forward. And our other priority was really to make sure that we had a policy that could be clearly articulated to the business owners so that they can plan ahead. So my plan is to walk through a little bit about what is in the policy. I believe that you all have the actual text in front of you. And I'll also share a little bit of information for how the application process will work in case you get any questions from business owners in your ward. So generally, there's a few different options that businesses can have for outdoor dining. It can be in the public way, on the sidewalk, in a parking spot, or some other public way, or it can be on private land. Our rules allow for all of those, but might have different restrictions depending on what a business is proposing. All outdoor dining, regardless of whether it's on the public or private way, will have to follow certain rules. They will need to be, the outdoor dining space needs to be contiguous to the business. That is defined as being visible from the main business or having staff that is particularly focused on that area. The outdoor dining must be compliant with plumbing code, fire code, and health code. This is important because for some restaurant owners, when they're adding outdoor dining, that'll increase the capacity of their restaurant, and that might trigger new requirements for things like plumbing code or sprinklers. That will be something that restaurants will have to address and work into their proposals. In addition, there's also increased requirements for accessibility. This is actually beyond at the state level. The outdoor dining areas must be accessible in accordance to the Americans with Disability Acts, the Public Right-of-Way Accessibility Guidelines, and the Massachusetts Architectural Access Board regulations. And then if alcohol is being served, the outdoor area needs to be enclosed in some fashion as well. Finally, there's also no smoking allowed, no pets, and all patrons must wear shoes and shirts. Additionally, if a business is looking to put outdoor dining on the public way, we also have requirements. The season for outdoor dining is proposed to be established from April 1st to November 15th. However, if an applicant would like to do outdoor dining beyond that season, they may apply for a waiver from from DPW, and they would work out any issues with snow removal, making sure that it was visible for plows, things like that. There are restrictions on the time of day, so closing hours would have to be 9:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday or 10:30 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. There can be no entertainment outdoors except through specific event permits. The accessibility of the public way must be maintained in the design of the outdoor dining. We ask that the restaurateurs have sound judgment for suspending dining in bad weather and making sure that they are maintaining a clean and tidy area. And then if they're serving alcohol, there's additional requirements for insurance to protect the city's interests. We are very clear in the policy that the city maintains a right to revoke any access to the public way for outdoor dining. This is really important because if we're doing obviously any construction or anything going on in the street, we need to preserve the right to be able to access the public way. But we can also do this if the business is not appropriately taking care of their outdoor dining area or if we're receiving any unwanted activity or complaints. So that's something that the ward councilors can keep in mind if they would ever have any issue with outdoor dining in their space. We want to keep making sure that outdoor dining is a positive element. So this is a way that we can help maintain that. For business owners who are applying, everyone, whether it's a private or a public outdoor dining area, would apply for an outdoor dining area license through the City of Lynn Inspectional Services Department online portal. ZOSHA and the Inspectional Services Department has been invaluable in starting to understand how that would work. Folks that are applying will submit a plan for their outdoor dining area and maybe additional information depending on what they're proposing and what the requirements would be. Once the application is complete and received, the clerk's office will make sure that everything's included, and the Inspectional Services Department will conduct a zoning determination to make sure that those codes that I talked about earlier are being met. And then we'll also do the same emails that we were actually doing during the COVID-19 pandemic, where there'll be an email chain for mayor's office, the ward councilor, the police department, fire department, Department of Public Works, planning department, and parking department to review or weigh in if there seems to be any issues with the proposed outdoor dining. And then from there, assuming there was no issues on that front, there might be additional permits needed. For example, if it's on a sidewalk or parking space, the business would need a sidewalk business use permit from DPW. If it's on the street, they'll need approval from the Traffic Commission. If alcohol is being served, state approval will be needed through the ABCC, and other requirements might be needed depending on the case. But through the online portal, we will be able to direct businesses as needed, so hopefully it will be a fairly seamless process on their end. Once the approvals are needed, ISD will recommend the License Commission gives final approval, and the approval will be renewed annually. In terms of fees, we were trying to maintain accessibility for the businesses. If businesses are serving alcohol in the public way, there will be an additional $100 per year to their liquor license fee that would be paid to the Liquor License Commission. If they're using a public sidewalk or street for their outdoor dining, there would be a $75 per year fee due to the Department of Public Works for that sidewalk use permit I mentioned. And then for use of parking spaces, we're recommending a $100 per year per parking space fee for that as well. Again, that would be charged through the SmartGov system, so hopefully it'll be a streamlined process for our businesses. Next up, if this policy is approved and if we're comfortable with what's being proposed, we will have the license be live for businesses to start thinking about this for this season. I know some have already reached out already. And we'll be working on our side to create informational video in English and Spanish so that business owners will have something that talks them through the new policies, what's changed, what the process for application will be. Our priority is to make sure that this is something really predictable and understandable so that businesses can be making decisions for what makes sense for them moving forward with outdoor dining. I'm happy to accept any questions.
Okay. Any questions? Councilor Jacutis?
Lauren, I have a few questions. Where most of the outside dining is downtown in Ward 5, when you notify the businesses down there, you said some have reached out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Have they said anything about it? Because I was reading it, the barriers they have up, they're going to have to remove them, pay to have those removed. Has anybody said anything to you yet, saying what the price is and what's going on?
No, we have not done extensive outreach on this yet because I wanted to make sure that we knew where we were before I confused anybody, honestly. I know that I've heard from some businesses that have been really active with their outdoor dining who are interested in investing more. And then I think some of the other ones I suspect might be more willing to take it down. Honestly, for some folks, it didn't end up being worth it was helpful during COVID-19, but moving forward might not be worth the time and the energy to maintain. Once we have the fees for certain, they can make that decision. In the case of ones that we helped build through our previous grant efforts, DBW has been helping us tear down those outdoor dining spaces. Everyone that currently has outdoor dining will need to go through this process again, so it'll be a good opportunity for us to touch base with each business one-on-one.
All right, thank you.
Councilor Staubach, then Lozey. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. Lauren, when somebody applies for outdoor dining, do the abutting businesses or residents have an opportunity to weigh in on that? You know, I know that, I'll just take Exchange Street, for example. Sometimes I go into one Mighty Mill during the day, and there's no parking, but there's barricades up in the street. They're not being used during the day, but it impedes parking for the other businesses around there. And when I don't see parking there, I just keep on going. So while it may be good for some businesses, it may hurt other ones. So do they just go in and get a permit from ISD, or do they come before us and we go through this process so that if someone's opposed, they have the opportunity to voice that opposition?
Sure. Through you, Chair, there would be two elements there to keep in mind. My understanding is that for anything involving a parking space, that would go through the Traffic Commission, so that would be an opportunity to weigh in there. And then additionally, it's something that we would be looking for that initial review process where it goes to everybody, the mayor's office, the ward councilor. That would be a spot in the process we'd be looking for if we would like to require the business owner to notify abutters or assess whether there's any complaints, that we would work it out through that portion of the process.
Okay. And then one more question, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
If somebody is granted outdoor dining, particularly using the street, and while they're granted permission to do it, they pay the fee, but they don't use it for a period of time, do they lose it?
We have the choice to revoke it for any reason at any time. So there's not a specific policy of you don't use it and you lose it, but if we were having any issues, or if you or another counselor had a problem, then I think we would take it to the business owner at that point. We are very clear about the fact that this is public property that we're licensing and protecting our right to take back that permission if needed.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Lozey.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. This seems to be a very good process that grew out of COVID, the restrictions that we had, and now many food establishments have taken advantage of it and have found it to be a pleasant addition. So I'm glad that you've brought this to a point where we have a policy. I think I know the answer to these questions, I just want to make sure, but the enforcing authority, would that be ISD as well as the other licensee, Liquor Commission, DPW, that also, there's 3 permits on it, but the main authority, would it be for enforcement, would be the ISD, Lauren?
Yes, through you, President. I think that's the right way to think about it. There's a lot of different elements here with the different permits and the different bodies. So for instance, if it were a violation related to the liquor license, that would fall under the License Commission. But ISD is really housing the licensing process in their system, so that would probably be the first stop.
Very good. Thank you. I'm just happy that you've worked on this, and we do have a policy to go by, and hopefully it'll work out, and we'll work the bugs out as we go. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? What's the wish of the council?
Motion to approve.
We have to make a motion. No? Oh, we have a motion? Okay. Motion made.
I make a motion to
Brian.
approve and adopt the city's 2023 outdoor dining policy.
Okay. We have a motion, second. Any more discussion?
I just,
Yep, Council Staben.
can we just get, we've got a few different versions of this. Once it's passed, can we all just get a clean version of it?
Absolutely, yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? Council Allingsworth?
Can I ask a favor from our planning department? If you can get some statistics and information from other cities and towns. What are the towns and cities that kept their outdoor dining? What are the pros and cons, why they're keeping it? It will be beneficial for us when we move to April 1, 2023. Information like that will be helpful for us when we make that decision.
Would it be all right if I spoke to that for a moment?
Absolutely, go ahead.
So we did work with a lot of other communities. There's been a lot of webinars for different communities working on this over the last few months. I can say generally, I think our fees are probably on the more affordable side. You've probably seen the news in Boston, which is on the other side of that spectrum. And in addition, I think different communities have been more particular. Some of them have put up more roadblocks for outdoor dining than what we're proposing here. But I think generally, looking at the policies, and Jim reviewed quite a few of those too, we're feeling like we're on the same approach as a lot of other communities. Outdoor dining is a great way to activate the downtown, especially in the public realm. It gives more sense of vibrancy on the street, so we're really hopeful this will work out for a lot of businesses. But we also know in a lot of communities as well as ours, there's been issues with snow removal and with having business owners. We want them to take active care if they're using the public way, and sometimes that doesn't always happen. So we're hopeful this policy will get us all of the benefits and none of the cons that we've seen in our community and others.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other questions? Councilor Phil.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question for Attorney Lamanna. Thank you, Attorney Lamanna. If a license was to be revoked, how long of a process is that going to be, do you foresee? Say, well, there's an issue with, like Councilor Stauber had mentioned, with the Jersey barriers that are impeding public works and such.
It would be a quick process in the sense that no outdoor dining establishment could claim a property right to use a public way. So if for streets and sidewalks, I would imagine that revocation could happen within 7 to 10 days. They may be a bit longer, maybe 2 weeks for the 4 or 5 restaurants that I can think of off the top of my head that use their own property. But this would be a relatively quick revocation turnaround.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Council Allensburg?
Yes.
Yes, Council Barton? Yes. Yes, Council Chakutis?
Present.
Yes, Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Council Field?
Yes.
Yes, Council Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Council LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Council Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Council Net?
Yes.
Yes, Council Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Council Walsh?
Yes, I just want to say, Council Jacutis voted present.
Yes.
Okay. All right, motion carries. I just want to say thank you to the planning teams here tonight. They're in the audience with us. They've been a good asset to the city, and we appreciate the work you guys do and ladies do. So thank you. Public hearings to be set down.
We have no public hearings to set down.
All right. Committees. Licensing, Councilor Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a unanimous vote by the licensing committee. I make a motion to approve them.
Motion approved. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Ways and Means, Councilor Net.
Yes, Mr. President, all unanimous vote by the committee. I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second. Would the clerk give everything to read into the register? All right.
We have transfers that were laid over from the February 14th meeting. Transfer $43,570.72 from reserve to various departments to fund the sick buyback. Transfer $35,892.66 from reserve to various departments to fund the personnel buybacks. Transfer $30,000 from reserve to fund the FAO expense. Transfer $3,000 from reserve to the GAR payroll to fund overtime for the GAR employee attending board meetings after hours. Transfer $22,922.51 from the city clerk expense to the city clerk payroll to fund overtime for the election office for vote by mail of 2 state elections and 3 weeks of early voting. Transfer $1,682,180 from free cash to the waterfront park account as city portion. $725,000 from free cash to the Shoemaker roof expense as city portion MSBA project. $8,426.28 from reserve to the city council expense to fund office needs. We have $50,000 for the FY23 Roads Chapel earmark grant. $365,938 for the FC 185 FY23 High Quality Instructional Materials Grant. $6,220 for the FC 215 FY23 Genocide Education Grant. We have the 2 orders pursuant to the votes of the City Clerk Council, dated July 13, 2021 and September 28, 2021, regarding the American Recovery Plan Act. The Lynn City Council hereby authorizes that the city shall allocate $20,000 for American Rescue Plan Act for consulting and outreach services for Capital Strategic Solutions, Inc. And finally, ordered that the City of Lynn accepts and adopts MGL Chapter 40, Section 5B. The City of Lynn hereby establishes a special purpose opioid settlement stabilization fund for the purpose of retaining these funds outside the general fund. All settlement proceeds with various opioid manufacturers and retailers shall be deposited into the special purpose opioid settlement stabilization fund. Said funds shall be expended solely as permitted by settlement agreements with individual defendants and shall be used for opioid remediation. And that's it.
That's it. We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counsel Allensworth?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staubed?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes. And we had an emergency on that, Councilor Net?
Yes, Mr. President, all voted for emergency. I make a motion to approve. So.
So a motion for emergency. We have a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counsel Allensworth?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staubed?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes. Is there anything else, Councilor Net? Is that it?
I think that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Public Properties and Parks Committee, Councilor Staubed.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had a pretty full agenda this evening. First, discussion regarding a request from the Planning Department to approve 6 additional creative outdoor advertising trash can locations. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
We have a motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Request from the school department requesting space in the foyer and the hallways for Lynn Public Schools Civics Day on May 16th, 2023, from 9 a.m. till noon. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Discussion regarding an agreement with the North Shore Community College and Lynn Economic Opportunity authorizing vehicles to be parked on North Shore Community College and Leo property during snow emergencies. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
The motion, second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Discussion regarding the community garden on the northern strand, Hazel Kiefer from South Street Terrace. Proposed this to put a community garden between Summer Street and Western Ave on the northern strand. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carries.
Request from the YWCA North Shore Rape Crisis Center to use the foyer for the month of April to display a clothesline project. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
Motion approved, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carries.
And finally, Mr. President, a request from the Planning Department on behalf of Harvard graduate students to use the lower foyer to talk to residents for feedback on March 1st, 2023, for a few hours. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion approved.
Motion approved, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carries.
That is all,
That's
Mr.
it.
President. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Utilities, Councilor Allingsou.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have 3 public hearings via National Grid. We approved 2 projects, one on 500 Linfield Street in Ward 1 and in Shepherd Street in Ward 6, but we tabled one, which is at 217 to 219 Washington Street in Ward 4. We have a vote by the committee. Motion to approve.
So we have a motion, second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Ordinance Committee, Councilor Lozey.
Yes, Mr. President, we had 3 public hearings, and they were passed by unanimous vote. Motion to approve.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carries.
Present on Cemetery Commission.
Councilor Field?
Present on Cemetery Commission vote.
Yes.
Oh, present.
I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Thank you.
It was unanimous except for Councilor Field.
All right, make that
voted
note.
present.
Okay, thank you. Any new business?
I got new business.
Councilor
I'd
Hook?
like to bring something up right now. It's kind of like a farewell, but not really. But Chris Gomez, our senior center director, is going to be moving on, taking a new job. And I just want to, from the city council and from the city of Lynn, just thank him for the service he did for getting our senior center up and running, and the service he did to our seniors. And we just would like to stand and give him a round of applause. He's in the building today, so.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. We're going to miss you. See, we got anything else here tonight? What else we got here?
We got new business.
We have new business.
Want me to read it?
Yes, could we read that? Yeah.
Yeah, we have ordered that the Lynn City Council hereby accept and approve the disclosure by municipal employee of a financial interest in the municipal contract by General Law 268A, Section 20B, filed by Richard C. Colucci, to continue to serve as a snowplow operator on behalf of the city of Lynn.
What's the wish of the council?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved. We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Any other new business? How about any old business? Oh, Councilor Field.
New business. I just want to wish our city clerk a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Under old.
Happy birthday, Janet.
Hola.
All that.
She's the best, huh? All right, Councilor Allingsou, do you have a question?
New business. My husband is here. I would like to celebrate, greet my husband at 20th year together.
Happy anniversary.
Happy
And 20 years in Lynn, Coco. 20 years in Lynn, too.
Thank you, Councilor Hogan.
Any other business?
Motion to adjourn.
Congratulations.
A motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Second.
Opposed? Adjourned.